Alright, so welcome back to an MHA Ultra Rumble video. Here today we're talking about patch notes. Listen, we got some fun things that I wanted to jump into and basically go through about the newest changes, fixes, and some of the great stuff in the newest update. This video would be more so covering what they published in patch notes. Now, what I'll make clear is, I know a lot of people want me to talk about the new issues that have come up, which they have made some secret changes with this season, which is very depressing. Some of them suck absolute balls, like they're horrific actually. But right now for this video, we're mainly strictly focusing on patch notes, focusing on patch notes and going through that, and then later on I'll talk about the other stuff that they've done, which is moronic. Like Viking, why can't we do one update good and then another update good? You have to do one decent update and then go downhill. It's like a trend. It's like a tradition. They have to do it, otherwise they don't feel like Viking. Like, what? Today, let's jump into it. New to the channel, here we go. This is, what is this? This is, yeah, patch notes, here we go. So, first things first, this is the My Hero Ultra Rumble patch notes 1.9.0. Through our maintenance update on March 26, 2025, we have made the following changes. New features. First things first, these are things that were promised to us. Most of them, a lot of them are also kind of new, but let's go over everything. Increase the maximum inventory stack for GP recovery drink small to 3. Added the new layered equip feature, which is the biggest feature that we needed. Players can now equip a costume that activates tuning effects separately from the costume that can be seen on the character. So yes, officially in game now, if you're playing a character, let's say, just pick somebody here. Todoroki. Todoroki has so many costumes in the game, but let's say you built one that was for a crappy skin because that skin had the best tuning abilities. Now you can officially take that tuning abilities and apply that to a skin you actually care for. This is a feature that needed to release, and it finally has appeared at Season 10, I think 2 seasons after the official release of tuning, which, you know, kind of rough, but at least we got it. Next up, added cross-platform play. This feature allows matchmaking with players on different platforms. A confirmation screen for cross-platform play settings will appear on the first launch after implementation. Custom match settings follow the room creator settings. Cross-platform play settings can only be changed from the title screen. Added a feature that allows players to freely set their player name. Names that are already in use by another player cannot be used. Names or name changes can be made from the change player name option on the profile screen. After changing the name, a player cannot change their name again for 7 days or 168 hours. The first name change is available to the player immediately after registration. That's the entire name feature. If you see any Gogos that exist, I've seen like 20 of them. They're not me, okay? There's like 20 Gogos running around. There's Sensei Gogo, there's It's Gogo, there's a Poppy Gogo. Those are not me, I'll make that clear. None of my names will ever be Gogo. Just ignore my names in videos, all right? Just ignore them sometimes, dude. I'm just memeing around at this point. Keep it going. They added the player block list. Players added to the block list will no longer be matched on the same team. Mwah, chef's kiss. Blocked players may still be matched as an opponent, which is there, but I'll make it clear, they do say may in the context that I do think that it's less likely, but if they have to fill the match, they'll fill you in with it. It sucks that is the case. We want it where a blocked player should not join your lobby. I'm hoping this is a feature they implement later on where that should be there, because remember, blocked players can remove the entire hacker thing, kicking a hacker into more AI lobbies because they can't match anymore. I'm hoping they work on that, but for now, it does suck that, yes, they may still be matched as an opponent. I'm hoping in the future that can be tackled, because again, that helps in the context of hackers. If you're blocking just because you want to block somebody, that's your fault, and now you're going to suffer because you can't queue into a game if that person did nothing wrong, right? That's the entire aspect, so I'm hoping they double down on that and fix that one, but they do say it's May, so if it happens, there you go. Sadly the case. Upon game startup, any players on the platform's block list will automatically be added to the game's block list. Players can add other players to the block list through their profile. When reporting a player for misconduct, a confirmation screen will appear to ask whether to add them to the block list. System adjustments. Adjusted the UI design and the mechanics for displaying attack direction, reduced the muffling effect of sound underwater and in damage zones. Players can now directly head to the shop when they lack materials needed for tuning level ups, which is pretty nice. At least a nice little UI kind of increase or navigation increase. We'll take that. If the player had come from the tuning screen, they will now return to the previous tuning screen when exiting the shop. Also, a nice good change there, helping it just be a better flow when buying items and coming back to use those items. Increase the drop rate for character data and character data exchange ticket at the end of battles. Oh my god, literally peak, bro. We've been waiting for that. They've officially buffed the character data drop rate and the exchange thing. It's actually so freaking good. That change is needed, bro. All right, so it's gonna be much easier to tune things now, much easier to go through things. The more you play, the more you're gonna get now in comparison to before. So again, putting in like 5 matches here is like putting in 10 to 20 matches before this. That's how good that change actually is. Okay, so both character data and character data exchange tickets have an increased drop rate now for this season. Finally, oh my god. Matchmaking is no longer generates a team ID automatically. If a team ID is needed, you can generate one via team battle and generate team ID, which is pretty good if you want to, invite somebody you just played with here and there, and you don't have them as a friend yet. You generate the team ID without having to start a match. Before this, you had to start a match, and then if somebody joins in during that time frame, you have to restart the whole game and do that. So a nice UI change to help the game. And then made adjustments to the observer function of the Steam version. The quirk skill levels of observed players are now displayed, which again helps them for tournaments and other functions like that one. Next up, bug fixes time. So first character to get bug fixed over here is going to be the one and only Kurogiri. This guy had a lot of bugs, so let's see what they tackled over here. So Kurogiri fixed an issue where holding and releasing the product mist for quirk skill beta warp gate sometimes fails to pull the enemies in when the mist hits them. So it's a bit easier to beta them and then kind of hit them. Over here, that didn't do anything, and I'm pretty sure this doesn't work on AIs, right? Is that the whole thing? But yes, they did fix that now for Kurogiri. They have fixed his warp gate, so keep that in mind. That is now adjusted, making it easier to hit the players or pull in the players when the mist hits them. Dobby, Crazy Torch. Oh my god, what did he get? Seeing his name in the patch notes is not good sometimes. Fixed an issue where the skill would sometimes stop prematurely when hitting small obstacles or terrains instead of passing over them. Oh, so that's going to be a little bit more annoying, though. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So fixed an issue on Alpha when it sometimes stops prematurely when hitting small obstacles or terrains. So fixed an issue where the skill would sometimes stop when hitting those obstacles instead of passing over them. So sometimes it passes over them now instead. So he'll be a little bit better to use. Like, for example, here it goes through. Maybe it couldn't have gone through before this, but now it does. So that's what that changes. So makes him not like fully better, but in some instances where it got cut off, now the damage can increase because it actually hits you. Now, character adjustments. Shoto Todoroki Ice Wing or Ice Fang Wind Flame. Quirk skill beta, Heaven Piercing Ice Wall. Increase the duration of the explosion effect. Remains for quirk skill alpha. No changes in damage or hitbox. So increase the duration of the explosion effect. But then it's not an actual, no changes to the damage hitbox. So I can't really tell if that's like a huge thing or nothing. Increase the duration of the explosion effect. So the duration's increased, so if it explodes and somebody's getting in there, it hits them then. The duration for alpha. Okay, so that's what it is. Take that how you will. Momo Yaoruzu over here. Let's see what hers is. So this is Momo. Let's see what they go for. Momo Yaoruzu quirk skill alpha, create, strike, and stop. Change so that the skill shoots up from the ground towards the on-screen reticle. Yeah, I've seen this. So this is so from what I've seen online, everyone's saying that this is much better now to use. It shoots up from the ground. So look at it, right? When you're shooting it, it is a little bit easier where it's not buggy. So as you see, right, it's following more. Yeah, so I've seen this one. It's a little bit better to hit, basically, is the entire thing we've seen here. So that's why you've seen a lot of mobiles maybe this season. It just helps a little bit in the case of like aiming a little bit better, right? Aiming vertically when you're in their face also, it's gonna be able to hit much more. And even like when you're trying to like push up on somebody like that, you'll see it. So I see what they did there as well. Okay. And then when you level that up, obviously it gets easier to hit. So you'll see it when at level 9, it's a much, much better attack. This is a cool one. This is an actual one that I think that a lot of players will be happy for. Now they actually buffed up All for One finally, where he can take a quirk much quicker. So I think now he officially has the fastest time to kill in the game, because I think twice is still longer than him now. Ready? 1, 2, he took the quirk. Right? It's much quicker. The animation is so much quicker. They reduced the time required to steal a quirk skill. So when I'm trying to steal a quirk skill here, okay, the All for One took a bit longer. I don't think he was originally the fastest. I don't think so. But now, 1 billion% is the fastest in 1 second. I think Twice still has to do like the measuring and everything. That's a little longer, so that's what they have now for All for One. A bit quicker to grab that, so take that as you will. Last but not least, it is Toga Sting Dance. Or not last but not least, there's one more. Toga Sting Dance over here. While transforming with the special action, while the transformation is active, the name of the transforming player and the transformed player are now hidden. Wow. Okay, so while the transformation is active, the names of the transforming player and the transformed player are now hidden. Okay. That's the newest change over here for Toga. Take that as you will. Alright, next up, last but not least, now I think it's last but not least. This is Kurogiri, and he has like a huge section over here of changes. So, Quirk Skill Beta, Warp Gate. When the mist launched by holding down the skill collides with the following Quirk skills, a portal will now appear at the impact location. So, if his Beta impacts Shota Todoroki, the technical one, Quirk Skill Gamma, it'll create one with that entire thing. Ejiro Kirishima with his Beta, that's Red Drive. Momo with her Beta. All Might with his Gamma. Shota Aizawa with his Gamma. Miria with his Gamma. Kendo with her Beta, Dabi with his Gamma, Twice special action with his, special action, or sorry, Dabi special action with his special action, Dabi's Quirk Skill Gamma, Mr. Compress's Quirk Skill Beta, and then Quirk Skill Gamma Shadow Hunt, and then when camera inversion settings are enabled in-game, the camera will also be inverted when controlling the mist. So those are all the things they're doing over here with Beta. And then the Gamma one's separate, so that's a thing that they didn't properly do over here in the patch notes, but that says when camera inversion settings are enabled in game, the camera will also be inverted when controlling the mist. So that's a fix that if anybody plays with inverted settings, you get that fix now. But so if it makes contact with anything that blocks it, it will create the portal. Instead, I think it would just teleport right through, so it would like reach the tree. But if a Todoroki was firing like right here, it would stop right there. So that's where the portal will be created. Which I don't know if that's like a real buff or anything, but in some instances that could help you, in some instances that could screw you. So it depends on the instance you're using it and everything, right? So yeah, that's the newest changes over here. The buffs aren't like huge or crazy, but the buffs are crazy for character data. The buffs are crazy for some of the changes we had over here, and the All for One is pretty good, okay? And I think the Momo one is really good as well. So for the most part, that's what we have over here with patch notes. Let me know, WL. Obviously, I kind of told it to you. I didn't expect the heavy patch notes at all this season because last season was your heavy patch notes. That was it. I knew that once we got that, it was over for expecting a decent patch notes here. I knew we were cooked. And what happened? You were cooked. You didn't get anything, so yeah. Take care, have fun. Peace out.